What's up, guys? Blake Everton here. I want to come to you with another solid video about the importance of being your own cheerleader. Now, it's amazing to have support from friends. It's amazing to have support from family, people you care about, past clients, whatnot. But there will be moments in your journey where you will have to be your own supporter, and you will have to constantly be the cheerleader for yourself. When you have no success in your new endeavor, whether it's a new segment of your business, a whole new operation entirely, or a new skill, it's your job to be hard on yourself for things you can control, showing up to practice, showing up to your work, whatever that ends up being for you, your discipline, the habits you set for yourself, and committing to those. You have to cheerlead yourself through those moments when you have negative feedback from others that tell you you should do otherwise. You have to politely and respectfully acknowledge their feedback, but continue doing your own thing. Continue on your own path. There's been times in life where I have had no support. Perhaps I haven't shared certain goals with people because I don't necessarily need their support. I think sometimes when we set goals, we speak them out into the world because we want validation from others that we have certain goals. It's my opinion that your goals don't always have to be spoken to the world. There are certain ones that you yourself can have internally and track your progress on how you're moving through that. And in that situation, you're not seeking approval from anyone else other than yourself, that you committed to something, and when it got hard, you stayed positive, you remained hopeful, you kept the faith. I think in business, it's a whole journey. Okay, you're gonna have massive highs, you're gonna have massive lows. That has definitely been the case in my short time as an entrepreneur. But throughout the volatility, one thing has always remained consistent, and that is my undying belief in myself, that no matter whatever situation I'm in, I'm going to figure it out. I may not know how to do something right now, but I know the information's out there. There's someone who's already done it before me. And I just gotta copy what they've done, implement it, and execute. Okay? When you pair resolve, problem solving with execution, and then you add positive, abundant, loving energies to that, your vocabulary of how you treat yourself in your mind, the way you speak to others, the energy you give out, if you compare all three of those things, there literally is nothing that can stop you. And that's very powerful. And when you go full cycle on completing a goal you set for yourself, and you stay true to those three things, execution, problem solving, and the right positive frame of mind, your confidence in yourself is gonna explode. But it's not boasting. You don't need to boast it to anyone else, but you should feel that victory within, because that was something you set for yourself. You were your own hero. When you can be your own hero and you're not waiting on the actions of others, which again, you can't control. You can only control your own thoughts, your own actions, your habits. And when you're able to come full cycle on a goal, then it becomes, what next? And you ask yourself, okay, I accomplished that. Was the goal too small because I accomplished it in X amount of time, perhaps earlier than I had expected? Then you get to expand your time horizon and make bigger goals that are more challenging, that are going to require additional levels of cheerleading, additional levels of stress you're going to have to deal with, additional levels of negative reinforcement, negative feedback from others, because it may be bizarre to them, because it may be so out of this world, impossible to others. But to you, if you believe you can do it, you can. If you feel you can make a certain amount of money, you will make that amount of money. So as long as you actually believe that, every single day you wake up, you reaffirm that. And then not only speaking in the words, but then through your actions. Once you have that relationship with yourself, but when you make a promise and you complete it, and you do that over and over and over and over and over again, you develop a true sense of confidence. It's not a fake confidence. And you will find that your external circumstances begin to reveal all those paradigms within your mind, all the work that you put in for a year, 2 years, 3 years, all the small habits, they build up, and 1% better every day, 365% better, almost to 1,000% better, over 1,000% better over the course of 3 years. That's ridiculous. That's a lot of improvement over that time. It's not saying you have to take massive jumps every single day, but you have to remain disciplined. You have to be able to move through times when it's not going to be easy. Maybe you go out Friday night, you get fucked up because you're with your homies or whatever. Okay, you have every reason to sleep in the next morning because that's what your body wants to do. But you also know when you do that, you're breaking a promise with yourself. And the more promises you break with yourself, the more that confidence you have diminishes. And then you try to compensate in other ways. And then you're being dishonest with yourself. So I feel in my journey, I've done very well at remaining disciplined throughout all of those volatile moments. And more than anything, I feel it's my discipline and they call it stick-to-itiveness, that has gotten me where I'm at. It's not that I have a higher IQ. I think intelligence is a very small component of it, actually. I think a majority of success, from what I've gathered and just what I've noticed after watching a ton of videos, a lot of podcasts of people who have higher levels of success than me, it's just consistency and discipline over a long time horizon. So you don't have to be the smartest. You don't have to go to X college. You don't have to be connected with certain people. I truly feel social mobility in this world is determined by how much you put in, and not only how much you put in for a month, 2 months, even a year, 2 years, but if you can continually, even after getting success, push the needle. Because as soon as you rest on your laurels and you, again, the money goes to your head, the success goes to your head, that's when you lose it all. And in your journey, celebrate your victories. Don't allow those victories to prevent you from continually being that underdog, continually being that person who's trying to make his big break. No matter what, you're always trying to make your big break. And your improvement within yourself, that's paramount. So prioritize your improvement and the truth within yourself. Don't allow yourself to become deluded. There was a point in my life where I was working as a dishwasher, and I had this massive ideal of where I wanted my life to go. And there was one moment where I just looked at my actions, and my actions were not even close to what was needed for me to get there. How I was spending my time. I was partying a ton. I wasn't working on my mindset. I was acquiring new knowledge, but I wasn't necessarily implementing it. And when I finally said, my life sucks, I fucking hate my life. I hate that I am not able to do what I know I'm capable of. And I was so sick and tired of all my own excuses that I erased everything, started from fresh, and I just got back to the basics. Listening to podcasts every day, implementing the information, writing, reflecting, walking, running, like just being more physically active. Just small things. diet, when I was waking up, my ritual in the morning, like those things matter because your brain is literally the thing that's moving you through space. It's not your arms. It's not really even your legs. Your brain it needs to be nourished constantly with good information, good beliefs, and a healthy vocabulary with yourself, like a healthy conversation. And when that conversation is always, when you know that you're lying to yourself, that's gonna show itself in other ways. You're not gonna wanna spend time alone because you don't like yourself. You don't like the position you're in. And there's nothing wrong with that. I think there's this whole stupid ideal that like you should never feel depressed and try to avoid depression as much as possible. I think that's complete horseshit. I think depression's one of the best things you could go through because in my view, my opinion, you can disagree, in my opinion, depression is a sign that there's something within you that is trying to get out. Depression, I feel, is your foot's on the gas and it's on the brake at the same time. And that it's a cognitive dissonance. And it creates a lot of just unresolved and confusion. And then you end up doing nothing because you can't push past a mental barrier because it's a frustrated goal. You know you want something, but it's frustrating because you can't get there. So I think you shouldn't avoid bad feelings. Bad feelings are a sign to you that something's not right. And listen to that voice. That something's not right and something needs to change. And in that sense, that's true. You're being a cheerleader for yourself, not in the, positivity and the world is fucking great. Like sometimes you're gonna hate the world. It's not a pretty thing, but the cheerleading is really encouragement in those situations with yourself. It's more than cheerleading. I feel like it's having a sit down with yourself, having a heart-to-heart with yourself, an honest conversation with yourself. And it's weird. It may be weird to some, but it's not weird to me. I talk to myself sometimes because there's a part of me, I talk to myself a lot actually, but it really helps because I'll think a thought and then other side of my brain, I'm like, I don't accept that. I don't accept that belief. I'm not gonna, and so I will basically speak out why no. Because the words are powerful. The thoughts are thoughts. But I feel words are a step further into the physical world. So I'm not gonna accept that thought. Nope. And I won't allow myself to believe this thing or that thing. And I take control of the situation in that moment. So self-talk is actually very common amongst a lot of successful people that I've studied. And that could be the form of, again, cheerleading within your own mind, journaling, or speaking out with yourself. And what's also interesting is if you feel weird doing it, you should think about why you feel weird doing it, because then you'll get to an even greater understanding of yourself. Are you so ashamed of yourself that you can't have a conversation out loud alone? So try it. Talk to yourself. What conversation are you having? Is it a positive one? Is it a negative one? Because that, I feel, is a reflection of what's inside. And what's inside is what is created around you. So take it very seriously. Try that out. See how it helps you, it impacts your business, impacts your frame of mind. Drop a comment if that was helpful, and we'll keep dropping more. Thank you.